Howdy. Today I'm going to go over 2016-2017 TMSCA High School Number Sense test number 6. And this is actually UIL test C. And I'm going to be going through the shortcuts and details on these problems today. These problems are to be solved mentally, where you only write the answer, but I will be making notes and be writing additional information for you. Number 1, 123 minus 590. This is going to be a negative answer. And then you subtract 10. That's going to be 7. And then 8 is going to be 6. And you're going to have a 4. So that's negative 467. Okay, number 2, 12.16 divided by 0.4. 4 goes into 12 3 times. And then you have a 0. And then 4 into 16. That goes 4 times. But we move the decimal over 1, so it should be 121.6 divided by 4, so your decimal goes right there. Number 3, 3121 times 6. 6 times 1, 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry a 1. 6 times 1 plus the 1 is 7. And 6 times 3 is 18. So the answer there should be 18,726. Okay. Question number 4, adding fractions 5 over 12 plus 7 over 18. Get a common denominator, which will be 36. 18 goes into 36, and that goes twice. And 12 goes into 36 3 times. So I'm going to have 3 times 5. And over here I'm going to have 2 times 7. So 14 plus 15 is 29. 29 over 36. That is the correct answer for number 4. Number 5, you're going to have a 52 here and a 52 there, so we can factor out a 52. So I'm going to write some notes here just to show what we're doing, but you cannot write this out. You can only write the answers if you're familiar with the number sense contest. 24 plus 26 is 50. 50 times 52. So I'm going to write a 0 for the 50. 52 times 5, I can do 26 times 10. That's called the double and a half method. So the answer is 2,600. So instead of doing 52 times 5, I double the 5, make it a 10. Take half of 52 is 26. Number 6, 0.075. If the decimal point was here, 0.75, that's 3/4. So I divide by 10, so it's 3 over 40. That's what it is, a proper fraction. 17 squared is 289. If you have not memorized this, then what you might consider doing is working this out by adding 3 to the 17. That's going to be 20. And subtract 3 from the 17. That's 14. 3 squared is 9, so I have to compensate and add 9 to that. And that's 14 times 20 is 280 plus 9, 289. Very cool if you haven't memorized your squares. Number 8, 18 is what percent of 90? 18 over 90, so think of 18 over 90, that's 1/5. 1/5 is exactly 20%. For problem number 9, 1 plus 2 times 6 minus 24 in parentheses divided by 120. So I'm going to work with the parentheses first. 6 minus 24 is a negative 18, and I have negative 18 over 120. And I have to multiply that times 2. So if I multiply by 2, that's 18 over 60. Reduced by 6, that'd be 3/10. So I have a negative 3/10. 1 minus 3/10 is 7/10. So for number 9, you have to use the order of operations. You could write 7/10 or 0.7. Either one would be correct. Number 10 is a start problem, which is an approximation. And so what I would like to do on that one is I would round off to nearest 100. So I'm going to have 1,200 plus 2,000 plus 300. So 20 plus 12 is 32, plus 3 is 35. So 3,500 would be right smack in the middle. You have a plus or minus 5% range, and that would be right in that range. Problem number 11 says 1996 times 8 plus 32. So when you have 1996, think of 2,000 minus 4. That's 1996. So I'm multiply by 8. I'm going to have 2,000 times 8 is 16,000. Minus 4 times 8 is minus 32. So that will cancel out with that. So all I need to do is take 2,000 times 8. And that would be 16,000. LCM for 42 and 48. Least common multiple. Well, if I take the difference here, the difference is 6. And 6 goes into each one. So that means 6 is your greatest common factor. So all I have to do is take 48 divided by 6 and multiply times 42. 48 divided by 6 is 8. And 8 times 42 is 336. Now, you can do 40 plus 2. That's 42. And multiply that by 8. You can take 40 times 8 is 320 plus 16. That gives you 336. 17 times 82. You can do 17 times 2. That's 34. Carry a 3. And do 17 times 8 plus the carry of 3. And so right now you're thinking, what is 17 times 8? That's 136. 136 plus 3 would be 139. Now, how do you do 17 times 8 mentally? Well, 8 is actually 2 cubed. So if you like, you could do 17 times 2. I did 34. Double that again, 68. Double that's 136. So now I have 136 plus my carry of 3 would be 139. Number 14 is 11 cubed. 11 cubed is 121 times 11, which would be 1,331. Maybe you memorize that. If not, then you wind up doing 121 times 11. And you write your 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. And 1 plus 2 is 3. And then bring down your 1. Number 15. 3 meters is how many inches? 1 centimeter is equal to 0.39 inches. That means that if I multiply by 100 on each one of those, 1 meter is exactly 39 inches, according to that conversion there. So 1 meter is 39 inches, so I need to multiply 39 times 3. 39 is actually 40 minus 1, so I'm going to multiply 3 times 40 is 120, minus 3 is 117. So it's 117 inches. So 3 meters is 117 inches. Number 16, 1 1/3 minus 5 over 6. 1 1/3 is actually 4/3. And since I need a common denominator 6, 4/3, I can make that as 8 over 6. And I can subtract 5 over 6. That's 3 over 6, which is 1/2. Do not write the answer as 3 over 6. It has to be reduced to 1/2. And if you put 0.5, that would be okay also. 4 pence costs $1.70, then 14 pence costs blank. Well, what we can do is 4 is to 14 is the same as 2 is to 7. So 2 goes into 170, 85. So I have 85 cents for each one times 7. 7 times 85, that's going to be 595. So I'm doing 80 times 7 plus 5 times 7. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking the 85 as 80 plus 5. And 80 times 7 is 560 plus 35 is 595. Number 18 is 120,316 divided by 11. So I'm going to take 11 into 121. So I have a remainder 10. 103 is 4. And then subtract that. And I wind up getting, if you work this out the long way, you're going to get an answer of 9. Now, there is a shortcut for this. Is this would be a positive, this would be a minus, this would be a positive, this would be a minus, positive, and minus. So I'm going to have, working from right to left, I'm going to have a plus 6, then I'm going to have a minus 1, and then a plus 3, and then a minus 0, and then a plus 2, and then a minus 1. So what I'm doing is I'm doing 6 minus 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8, minus 0 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10, and 10 minus 1 is 9. And that's pretty cool if you can do it that way. It's easier than the other way, than doing the long way. And that's number 18. That's the first column. We'll stop right here on this one. 10 minutes are up.